This January, 14 new queens are making a splash on MTV.
Take me back to that first time you all were in drag and did drag for the first time. And what would you tell that version of yourself?
The performance wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The body was not sitting. The body was giving very big and burly, big and burly. I would tell myself, you are doing everything right so far. And please stop wearing black wigs, blondes and auburns for Kori. So yeah, I feel like if I figured that out faster, it would have helped way better in pictures.
I was a mess when I first started. I was like known to be that girl that like needed help, and like I just did not know how to be a woman. If I could tell myself something, I would say keep doing what you're doing, because even though everybody's telling you like it's wrong, you know it feels right, and you know you're gonna get to where you're gonna get to in the future. And now look where I am.
Well, I think I would tell my younger drag self to not be afraid to try anything and all things. At the time when I first started doing drag, Simone was like my end all be all. And like, I didn't want to wear pads. I didn't want a corset. I just thought I was just like ready to go. And if I kind of knew that could be my inspiration through the lens of trying everything and all things, baby, I would have got here 2 years ago.
I would love if you could share a few words of encouragement for up-and-coming queens in this space that you all are in.
If you are an up-and-coming drag queen and you think this is the career you want, don't do it! I am a man in a wig in my room with posters on the wall. If you have the strength to do this, I applaud you, but I know you don't.
You gotta have strength to do drag. It's very hard. I feel like I have the same advice. This is a very hard career choice. If you have another choice, like you could do something else, but like, girl, if this is all you have, like, good luck. Cause I mean—
Where are the doctors?
But like, I'm rooting for you. I love drag.
I think all I would have to say is that make sure you have a means to financially support the drag, because drag isn't going to support itself. Drag is expensive. So if you got to have 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs to make sure you can look this good, then baby, do it. But the drag is not going to support itself. You need to flip you some burgers. If you need to slang some coffee, if you need to work at a library, whatever it may be, get in that bag and do that drag.
Get in that bag and do that.
Hey, I ain't gonna be here all day, baby.
You know, there is something about giving the bad news up out front, and if you get through that, then this could be yours. Where would you be without drag?
A dishwasher at Target, somewhere that's not as glamorous and fun.
I would say I would definitely be a performer somehow, some way. My original dream was to be a Broadway star, but I've been open about how I didn't really feel fulfilled in that role. I felt more like a canvas to be told what to do by a director or someone else's vision. And when I found drag, not only did it allow me to connect with this femininity that I always felt growing up, but it also allowed me to be the costumer, the director, the choreographer, all of that I always dreamed of being. So it was just such an amazing thing that came into my life. I like to say I didn't choose it. It really just sort of fell into my lap. And thank God I listened to the universe, because look where I am now. I'm talking to you about RuPaul's Drag Race.
Honestly, without drag, I think I'd be a very, very sad and depressing person. I feel like drag is like such a vibe. It gives me so much purpose in life. I feel like if I weren't doing drag, I'd probably be like in college doing something, which would be cool. You know, if you're in college, have fun, live your life. But like, I don't want to waste my time, you know, studying books or reading things. I'd rather like do splits on stages, wear expensive garments, and walk down runways. That's like more of my tea. I feel like drag is just more, it's more spontaneous. It's more fun. I feel like drag allows you to do anything that you want to do. I could wake up and become whatever I want to be. You know, I don't have to decide as like somebody who went to college.
I discovered drag when I was in college, living in North Dakota. And when I was in North Dakota, I was chasing the dream of marrying a Christian woman and buying a farm and being like a little farmer. And if it wasn't for realizing I was gay and finding drag, I would be on a farm married to a woman who I hate. So now I'm living the dream, you know?
Are you proposing to me, Acacia?
What?
I want to be your country girl on the farm. Let's get married.
Okay, now let's reverse. Let's twist the story. Let's do that.
The GLAAD exclusive. Looking at yourselves today, take me back to that first time you did drag.
The first time I ever did drag, as many do, was on Halloween, my senior year of high school. And it was just, I don't know, I looked awful. I looked crazy. And I've looked crazy at many points in my career, but boy, did I look crazy. But there's that freedom. There's that element of removing the bars of masculinity and stepping outside of yourself. And if I could tell her anything, I'd say keep going.
I thought I looked like I look right now. That's what I thought on that night, that unfaithful Valentine's Day night where Lexi Love was born. And let me tell you what, honey, that girl looked nothing like I look today. So I would tell her to keep practicing your makeup. That is the most important thing I could tell any drag queen, no matter how beautiful, how sickening you think you look that day. I promise you tomorrow you can make yourself look better.
So the first time I did drag, it was behind a locked, closed door. It was in secrecy. It was very taboo. I didn't know what I was doing. I was not using an Elmer's glue stick. I honestly loved it. I mean, she looked so ugly, so absolutely crunchy and terrible, but I would have to tell her thank you for even doing it in the first place, because without her, I wouldn't have me now. Give it a couple years and you will have a face bikini on.